Welcome to the Disney Planning Pod. I'm Haley, your Disney-obsessed guide through all things magic.
And I'm Stephanie, your Disney newbie here to learn and share the journey. Today we're diving into a big topic, choosing the right Disney World Resort.
That's right, Steph. So with so many options, I thought it would be a good lesson for us to go over because I feel like choosing the resort is one of the most overwhelming parts about Disney World if you're going to stay on property. And so today I am actually going to rank all the deluxe resorts, all the way from my least favorite deluxe resort all the way to my favorite deluxe resort. And then we will have some future episodes going over the other room categories, which are moderate and value. So I know you're all about the value.
Really
so
am.
this might not be your cup of tea, although you do have a very like champagne budget on, or a champagne taste on a beer budget.
For real, though. I do like nice things. I like to be bougie when I can.
Right. So we're just, like I said, going to just kind of go over the deluxe resorts today. And that way, if you're considering a deluxe, you know which ones are my favorite. And of course, this is all just my opinion. So you might have a different opinion, but these are my opinions and my thoughts. Before we start, I know we were kind of talking before we came on here. It sounds like your life is pretty busy right now.
Yeah, the baby is going to sleep in a big boy bed, but it's a process to set up because it's a tractor. So it's a multi-day setup for this bed.
What do you mean it's a tractor?
It is a tractor bed. It is in the shape of
Like-
a tractor.
Oh, it's not like an actual tractor that you like brought
Yes,
into your
Haley,
home.
I put a giant tractor in my house and I'm having my child
Well,
sleep
I
in
don't
it.
know. Our listeners might be confused. Not all of them live in the middle of nowhere where, tractors are apparently furniture. So I just wanted to clarify. We've had listeners from California, from New York City, from all over the United States. They might not be familiar with tractor bed when you say what a tractor bed is.
It's a bed that's shaped like a tractor.
Kind of like
Anyways,
a car bed.
Yeah, kind of like a car bed, but it's just a tractor.
Oh,
Anyways, It's been a 2-day
so
setup.
you were like ready to like not do the podcast tonight.
Yeah, it's just a little stressful because he can't go to bed until the bed is set up. Also, he hates the bed. And so his crib is where I'm podcasting right now. So it's like,
We need to hurry up just in case he throws a fit in the big boy bed so that he can come and sleep in the crib.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I guess that's probably my cue to like skedaddle and move along. So first thing we are going to go over is some breaking Disney news. So Rock and Roller Coaster, which has been closed since January 8th for refurbishment, they just announced that it's going to open back up July 27th. So evidently they had some older ride vehicles that needed updating, and the ride had been down a lot over the last year or so, and so it's actually getting a much needed like refurbishment, and I am excited. Although again, it's not going to open while I'm there in June. It's going to be closed still, which is a little disappointing. So
Rock and Roller Coaster, that's my favorite.
You do not like Rock and Roller Coaster.
I do like Rock and Roller Coaster. It's like the only roller coaster I like.
Yeah, it's a fun one. Also, a Disney representative told People magazine that with Tiana's Bayou Adventure, again, which opens June 28th, they are actually going to pump smells into the ride. Do you know what kind of
I don't
smells?
know how I feel about that. I don't know. Bayou smells?
No, fried pastries, like beignets.
Oh.
So the pastries that, she's a chef and it's heavily featured, in the movie. So actually the smell of beignets and fried pastries are going to be incorporated into the line queue and into the ride experience itself.
Well, that's better than it smelling like a bayou.
Yeah, they actually have the technology called a smellitzer.
Oh.
And this isn't the first time that they've done this. That musty smell that you smell at Haunted Mansion that makes it smell like an old house, that's also a
Mhm.
Smellitzer.
Oh, well, okay then.
So this isn't new technology. So fried pastries, yummy, yummy.
We should probably not do
Okay.
that.
It is now official. Walt Disney's new disability access service is now in effect, and it's only available to guests with developmental disabilities such as autism or similar disorder. They made this change trying to address the misuse of the DAS Pass and this widely used benefit. A lot of people evidently were taking advantage of it that didn't really need it. The DAS Pass lets you skip conventional line queues at the park, and this new change has upset quite a few people. Evidently, it now is in place. And some of the changes that they have made is they've definitely narrowed the scope of eligibility and are now saying that DAS is only for guests with developmental disabilities like autism or similar. Prior to that, there were a lot of disabilities that you could qualify for, IBS, autoimmune disorders, cardiac issues. The new DAS extends the enrollment period from 60 days to 120 days, and now it reduces the DAS party size to 4 guests. Before, you could have a lot more guests than just 4, so 4 family members that would accompany the person with the disability through the access pass. So
Okay.
registration is now available via the live chat. You will speak with a cast member via live video to determine eligibility as soon as 30 days in advance of your park visit. At this time, the live chat is only offered in English, so hopefully they will be able to expand that a little bit more. The other thing is that in-person registration is no longer available. You used to be able to go to guest services and do the in-person registration. What are you laughing at?
I just that if you have IBS, you got to skip lines. Like, that is such a crappy thing to have. And so that is a perk, and they're taking the perk away.
Well, I know, but people are not happy about it. If DAS is provided after a conversation with a cast member, the guest with the disability or the parent or guardian of the guest with the disability will participate in the registration process. This includes having a photo taken. And actually, you also have to submit consent, I guess, or to saying you're not going to bring a class action lawsuit against Disney World. There's, I guess, some concern about eligibility of people with disabilities and the actual accommodations that are being made. So if you do get a DAS pass, you can't come back later and sue Disney. So I don't know.
How do they make that judgment? Because like my sister-in-law is obviously in a wheelchair. Is that a disability?
Right. It is not. They say it's not because she can be in her chair and all of the lines accompany wheelchairs or assistive devices.
Okay. All right. Just wondering.
So she could wait in the line, evidently. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Just from the message boards and the Facebook groups and the little chats that I have seen of people that have already utilized it. A lot of people are not really having problems getting it. They just say the process and the questions asked is a little bit more intense so far. So we'll see how it progresses. Most of these people do have more of an issue like autism that would qualify them. So I have not seen too many people that may not qualify under the new system that qualified under the old system yet. So we'll kind of see how it plays out, but this is now in effect. So just heads up. Also, the DVC Member Lounge at the Imagination Pavilion in Epcot, they just made an announcement that it's going to be having a short refurbishment this summer. The that's the Disney Vacation Club, that's like the Disney World's timeshare, has their own lounge in Epcot, and it's going to be closed from June 2nd through July 13th, and it's scheduled to reopen July 14th. So if you're a DVC member and hoping to hit up the lounge in Epcot, you'll have to visit the temporary DVC member lounge space, which will be open at the Odyssey in Epcot. Don't go to the Imagination Pavilion. Go to the Odyssey if you're going to be there during those days. So that's all the news today. And so let's move on to our segment, Disney Decoded, where we break down a term or a phrase for those newbies learning the Disney World ropes. Today's term is magic band. Do you remember what a magic band is, Steph?
I do. It's the little band you wear around your wrist, and it gets you into your fast passes and all of that jazz. Right?
Yep. That's exactly it. So it's an all-in-one service, and it serves as your room key, your park ticket, your fast pass, or I guess Genie Plus Lightning Lane Pass now.
Mm-hmm.
It used to be called Fast Pass. And you can even charge purchases to your room if you're staying on Walt Disney World Resort, and so you don't have to carry a whole credit card or cash. You can just use your magic band. So it's super convenient. The cost is usually anywhere from $25 to the more expensive ones up to $50. And you really don't necessarily need one. They're very convenient to have. I love having them. But you can use your phone, that you can use your Pass to the World, which is like a little card. You can use that too. You can also program your Apple Watch to kind of do the same thing. So those are kind of the other alternatives.
All right.
Any thoughts? Any thoughts on the magic band?
I just think you should get one. I just think it makes life a lot easier.
Yeah, they're cute little souvenirs too. All right. So moving on, the main topic, we are going over the deluxe resorts at Disney World and kind of talking about the pros and cons of each. But first, before I do that, let's talk about the different resort categories. There is deluxe, moderate, and value. And just like the names say, that kind of gives you an indication of, what each one means. So deluxe resorts are the epitome of what I like to call Disney luxury. So with these resorts, you're going to have the best locations, closest to the parks, the biggest rooms, the best dining, the best transportation to and from the parks. Each resort does have a fitness center, a quick service restaurant, at least one table service restaurant, a bar, and a full activity schedule. Plus, the pools are much better at the deluxe resorts. There's water slides, as opposed to some of the lower tier levels. They don't have the water slides, splash pads, that kind of thing. So you might be asking, okay, well, what other perks do you get when you stay in a deluxe resort? I already talked about the best location, but transportation usually includes more than just the regular standard Disney buses. It could include a monorail or a Skyliner or even a boat to the parks. And so who doesn't want to take a nice little boat ride? I know. That's so lovely. Nice. And then you also get to enter the park early. So this is not just a perk for deluxe resort guests, but any Disney World resort guests can enter the theme parks 30 minutes early before the other non-resort staying guests. So that is a leg up in the morning. If you're trying to beat the crowds to certain rides, you're getting in before all the people that are not staying at a Disney World resort. But the thing about deluxe resorts that the other tiers do not get is they get extra evening hours. And these are on select days. It's typically Epcot and Magic Kingdom will be open for 3 hours after a typical park closed just for deluxe resort guests. You can get a lot done. You can get a lot done during that time. Most of the restaurants will have character dining or some of the higher end food. And then another cool thing about deluxe resorts is they also have club level access. So you can actually book a club level room. They are real expensive, but that club level gives you access to the club level lounge where there's really good food, drinks at each resort. So, I mean, you could eat lunch and dinner there. From what I've heard, I've never done club level. I ain't that rich. But from what I've heard, yes. But from what I've heard from other people is that there is almost like full meals at the lounges, like really good food, not just your typical like airport lounge food. Like it's like real good. So, and then another thing is most of these places have really good views, and all of the deluxe resorts have balconies.
Which is good
That's,
when you have kids and they're sleeping and you still want to not go to bed, so you can like hang out on the balcony.
yeah, my husband and I like to relax out there and just, have a glass of wine or a beer and some quiet where we can still converse and not wake our children up. So now, when I am ranking these, I am looking at different things. One, most importantly, is my personal preference because this is my rankings. So
Right.
sometimes there might not be a rhyme or a reason for it, but I will try to explain why I like one over the other. Next is going to be your location, where it's obviously located in the parks, the food, the views, transportation, theming, and the price, because not all deluxe resorts are at the same price level. So there's some that are a little bit more affordable. All of them are going to be more expensive, but there's ones that are a little more affordable. So
let's do it.
Let's do it, do it, do it. So this also does not take into account DVC resorts. I kind of mentioned DVC or Disney Vacation Club earlier. DVC, all of their resorts for DVC Club members, or if you're renting DVC points, are all deluxe resorts as well. But I'm only including the non-DVC deluxe. So I just want to throw that out there. So we'll have another segment sometime on the Disney DVC resorts. So starting at number 8, the number 8 deluxe resort in my heart, which is sad to me because
Oh, okay.
There's
so
only
this
8.
Is like the last one. This is like
this is the last one. Yes, we're building up anticipation here to the best deluxe resort.
Okay.
So number 8, this one kind of hurts my heart because I feel like this was my dream hotel when I was growing up because I would always see it on the Disney Channel on their Disney World specials. But it is the Contemporary Resort. This is a resort that was there at the very beginning of Disney World. It is an opening day resort, so it's kind of old.
Okay.
But it is right next to Magic Kingdom. So it has the best location. You can walk to Magic Kingdom.
That's nice.
Yeah, this is ideal. I talked to you about how terrible it is trying to wrangle up 2 children when the fireworks end and the massive seas of people are flooding towards the ferry boats and the monorail to go back to the TTC across the lagoon because, again, Magic Kingdom doesn't have parking. So if you just can walk to your resort, you get to skip all that madness.
Which would be super nice.
So that would
why
be
is
like
it number 8?
Because it kind of feels like an airport terminal in its vibe.
Okay.
So it's supposed to be like more themed towards the future, but I feel like just a hodgepodge of like random assortment of things. You've got like murals on the walls. The rooms are Incredible themed, like from The Incredibles. That's not my favorite Disney movie, so like it's kind of hard for me to get into it, like it's not my favorite theming. The pool's okay. The pool's average compared to some other of them. And then it is a conference hotel, so it's got kind of just sometimes like the vibes aren't there.
Feel.
Yes. And also, fun fact, Richard Nixon gave his I'm Not a Crook speech at the Contemporary Hotel in one of their conference rooms.
What? Oh.
Yeah. Well, fun fact. Another thing is it's a tall resort, and so you have to take an elevator, up to the different floors, and there's like Chef Mickey's on floor 4. There's the shops and stuff on floor 4, and so everybody's like trying to like go in the lobby that are going there to like eat and shop, and the elevator waits are really long, which just annoys me.
I can see it.
Yeah. Some perks though, like I said, the location, probably the best in Disney World. The monorail actually runs right through the hotel. So like right through the middle, which is really cool to see. And that monorail will actually take you to Magic Kingdom or Epcot. So you've got that as a transportation option. And you don't even have to like leave your hotel. It's inside.
I mean, that's worth it. But
Yeah.
how worth it? Like, obviously not that much.
It's number 8. So
Okay.
spoiler
All right.
alert. It does have some really good restaurants. California Grill is on the top floor, and you can actually go there. It's a little bit fancy. And then you can actually watch the Magic Kingdom fireworks because it's from the top floor while you're eating your fancy dinner. So romantic. Do you think Sean will take me there on a date?
First off, Disney World is not romantic.
You've never been there with your love.
Well, I can tell you right now, it would not be a romantic time.
Maybe if you went to
Children
California
having
Grill.
meltdowns
Maybe if you went to
all
California Grill
around
and
you.
watched the
Why the fireworks are going off. It's not romantic.
Okay, whatever. And then you can, after your little late night soiree with your love at California Grill, you can get up the next morning with bedhead and go to Chef Mickey's and eat breakfast with Mickey, Minnie, Goofy, Pluto, Daisy, and Donald. It's the only place that you can eat with the big 6. Contemporary, number 8. Least favorite.
Okay.
Let's move on to number 7. The Yacht Club. It has a nautical theme.
I would have never guessed. That's all?
The
The whole thing is just nautical theme?
It's nautical themed.
Okay.
It has a good location. It's in the boardwalk area. So it's close to Epcot. You can walk to Epcot, and then it's close to the Skyliner. So you can take the Skyliner to Hollywood Studios, or you can take a boat to Hollywood Studios or Epcot. It's called a friendship boat. How cute is that? It's called a friendship boat.
So adorable. Love it.
You can also walk to Hollywood Studios. It's a little bit longer. The best part about Yacht Club is the pool. So the pool is shared with Beach Club. It's called Stormalong Bay. It is the best pool in Disney World. It's got a sandy beach bottom. It's got a little lazy river. It is awesome. So, and you can only go to it if you stay at Beach or Yacht Club. Just a reminder, though, the Stormalong Bay is closed January 2025 through June 2025 for refurbishment. So don't stay there then, because that's the only reason to stay at Yacht Club, really. So
it's the pool.
That's
like the only thing it's got going on.
It's going to be closed. So the cons and the reason why I don't really love it is the rooms are more dated. I mean, think about like the colors of a yacht or a boat. It's like dark. It's just kind of dated. So, the restaurants are not my fave. I mean, you can walk to Epcot and get like the best food in Disney World. So like, it's not that big of a deal, but the restaurants just, they're meh.
If I'm paying the money to stay there, I want my restaurants to be good along with my pool.
They do have Yachtsman Steakhouse. I will say that. That one is good. Rest, meh, it's okay. And then I just feel like the vibes are just not as cheery as like Beach Club. Like the color scheme.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So number 7. Doesn't really do anything for you.
Doesn't really. And then it also has a convention. It's a convention facility. So again, convention vibes. Number 6. Animal Kingdom Lodge.
Really? I think that would be my number 1.
You know, I did too, but then when I had to list them all and rank them, it ended up number 6. So I don't know why. Again, it's just my feels. It's what my heart told me.
Okay.
So
tell me why.
Animal Kingdom Lodge has an immersive African theme. Evidently, they say there's authentic decor and art. I don't know. Authentic, whatever, but it's cool. It's really neat.
Love it.
And then also you have animals like outside your window.
Right? Isn't that so cool? Like this is the one I've actually heard about.
Yeah. So like a Savannah view, like if you book a Savannah view room, then it overlooks the Savannah. Weird. And you can have your coffee and like look at a giraffe or a zebra.
See, that would be
or a yak.
You sold me.
Yeah. Pretty cool. The restaurants are top notch. Like really good restaurants. There's Sanaa, and that is a restaurant where you can eat and like watch the animals, and you get like big windows of the savannah, and they have really good bread.
Okay. All right. I love me some bread.
Yeah. They also have Jico and Boma, really, really good restaurants. And you're not going to find an experience like that anywhere else at Disney. So it's just super unique. Another pro, before I go on to the cons, is it's also one of the cheapest options for the deluxe resorts.
I don't see what's going. I don't understand. I don't understand why you're ranking this number 6.
Well, I mean, I'm not like a huge animal like lover. Can I admit that? Did we just lose followers?
No,
I mean, I don't hate animals.
Like amusement parks. So, I mean, if I'm gonna go, I'm gonna go for the zoo quality animals. You know.
I think it just banks off of location, so it's not really near any parks. I mean, it's kind of close to Animal Kingdom, which kind of makes sense. Animal Kingdom Lodge, but like you can't walk there, and it doesn't have any cool transportation. You have to take a bus everywhere, and I really hate the buses. I don't like buses. Right. So like if you had your own car, it'd be fine. But if you're going there and you don't have a car, you're just going to take buses everywhere. And it just, I don't know. The room size, it's a little bit smaller also compared to some of the other. I mean, it's not like teeny tiny, but it's smaller compared to like the Contemporary that we talked about or some of the other rooms. So, and I guess just the theming, the color scheme, again, is kind of darker. It's just, I mean, it's cool. It's just like dark woods and.
This sounds like my jam. This would be like my top tier.
I know. Now I'm like second guessing myself, but I have it at number 6.
Okay. All right. Trust your gut.
Number 5, the Boardwalk.
I know nothing about the Boardwalk.
Well, it has a charming Atlantic City theme, kind of like the Atlantic City's famous Boardwalk.
Okay. Don't know anything about that either, but go on.
It is close to Epcot. So again, it's kind of in that same area that Yacht Club and Beach Club are at, but you cannot use their pool. Just throwing it out there. They're very strict. You also, because you can walk to Epcot, have access to the Skyliner, those friendship boats that we talked about. So, or you can walk. So it's in a great location. The rooms are actually newly refurbished, so they're kind of like clean and modern and look kind of cool. And then the cool thing about the Boardwalk area is there's actually like adult things to do. They have a place called Jelly Rolls, which is a late night piano bar.
Okay, didn't know where you were going with that. Just you never know when you hear Jelly Rolls. I don't know.
I mean, you don't, but apparently it's a hoot. I haven't gone because I've always gone with my children, but from what I've heard, it's a hoot. And there's lots of cute little shopping and dining areas. The cons about this is the pool is good. Again, it's kind of creepy. There's like a big clown because it's like Boardwalk.
Excuse me?
There's a clown.
You're not selling this well.
Just do yourself a favor and look up a picture of the Boardwalk clown, those listeners at home, and prepare to maybe not take your kids there because it's scary. The pool's fine.
Is it a slide?
But did you look it up?
That is the creepiest thing I've ever seen in my life.
I know, I told you. So, again, when you compare it to Stormalong Bay at Yacht and Beach Club, you've got that as your pool.
And you chose this over wildlife? Yes. Did you see that clown? People, look up the clown. It is terrifying.
I am starting to have regrets about this one.
Yeah.
Like, if I could go back, I'd flip-flop them.
Yeah, flip-flop.
The other thing... okay, but then just wait till you hear this.
Okay.
Another con is that they don't actually have like an on-site service restaurant.
So what are we?
Because you get to go to the so Boardwalk Bakery or the Pizza Window are all like right there, and then Epcot's like.
So we're there because of location.
Now that I'm like
not because of the clown.
Not because of the clown. No, that's a very big con. If you look at my show notes, it's a con. The pool and the creepy clown. So I think maybe just listeners flip-flop Animal Kingdom Lodge and Boardwalk. Let's just say Animal Kingdom Lodge is 5. Boardwalk is actually maybe 8. I'm talking about it. I'm like,
what's good about this?
I do like the location.
Okay.
The location.
So the location
and
is good.
the decor. It's new. It's new. The rooms are new.
Okay.
All right. Number 4, Beach Club. We kind of talked about this one earlier. It's like the sister to Yacht Club, except more cheerful and happy. Happy colors, like blues and
All right.
beachy vibes. It's supposed to like remind you of a New England beach. And again, close to Epcot. Great transportation to the Skyliner and the Friendship boats. You can walk to Hollywood Studios or take the Skyliner or take the Friendship boats to Hollywood Studios. So it's close to 2 parks, which is nice. Not just one. It's got lovely views of Crescent Lake. So Boardwalk, Yacht Club, and Beach Club all kind of surround Crescent Lake. And it's got some good restaurants. It's got Beaches and Cream, where you can get a giant ice cream, like bigger than my head, like a bowl filled with ice cream. It's called the Kitchen Sink.
Okay. Wow.
Don't try to eat it yourself. It's to be shareable. And then it also has Cape May Cafe. Yeah. Cape May Cafe, which is a character dining experience with, I think, Daisy and Minnie Mouse. The cons of this one is there's not really a lot of cons. It's just I put the pool can get crowded.
That's the best you could come up with for your con.
I do really like this one.
If the pool gets crowded, you just go to the clown one and
you can't
probably welcoming people to theirs.
Please come.
Please come and
swim with our clown. Swim with our clown. So I do like Beach Club. It's my favorite, what we call boardwalk resort. So out of Boardwalk, Beach Club, and Yacht Club, it's my favorite. Number 3, Wilderness Lodge. Now, I feel like you'd like this one too. So keep an open mind because this is like up your alley. It's beautiful. It's rustic. It's themed after a Pacific Northwest log cabin.
And this is up my alley.
You like that like cozy rustic.
I'm still shocked that Animal Kingdom Lodge was 6.
Okay.
These last 2,
I said this is my opinion.
Okay, sorry. Go on. Just go on. Wilderness Lodge.
Hate is gonna hate. It's got a really cozy ambiance. It's got yummy dining options, Whispering Canyon Cafe, and Storybook Dining. Storybook Dining is where you get to go eat with Snow White, Dopey, and Grumpy, and then the Evil Queen comes.
That would be kind of fun.
Yeah, it's so cool. And the food is really good. The price is more affordable than some of the other deluxe resorts. It's kind of right along there with Animal Kingdom Lodge. So if you're watching your pocketbook, don't stay at a deluxe resort. But if you're kind of watching your pocketbook, look at Wilderness Lodge.
To kind of go.
Yeah. It's got very nice outdoor scenery and some walking trails if you're outdoorsy. Although if you're going to be at Disney World, you're already probably hot and you just want air conditioning.
Yeah, for real.
It's kind of quieter than some of the other deluxe resorts because it's kind of like set back a little bit a ways. Mm-hmm. It's technically considered a Magic Kingdom resort because it's close to Magic Kingdom, but it is not on the monorail. So you don't have a monorail access. You do have a boat. You can take a boat to Magic Kingdom. And then the rest of the time it's buses. So you got the one boat option. So that's the biggest con is there's no monorail access. And then bus waits. Again, I hate the buses. Sometimes the waits are long to get to a bus.
Is there like windows with you can see rabbits and wild animals?
I'm sure there's rabbits close by in the vegetation. If you're asking if they have a savanna, no, they don't, Steph.
Again, confusion.
Let's go on to number 2. The Grand Floridian Resort. Now, this one has a special place in my heart because this is where I stayed for the first time. I mean, not the time we came in high school. That youth group could not afford the Grand Floridian, let's be honest. But the first time I stayed as like an adult and caught the Disney bug. It has a very elegant Victorian theme. And I grew up watching Full House, and this is where they stayed on Full House when Uncle Jesse was singing to Aunt Rebecca on the piano in the lobby. True story. And I kind of had a little moment.
Is that why it's number 2?
No, I'll get to the reason why it's number 2. But this is Disney World's flagship hotel. So it's supposed to be the most luxurious out of the Disney resorts. Now, I will say, when you hear luxury and luxurious, this is Disney luxurious, okay? This is not the Four Seasons, so don't be expecting that, okay? It does have monorail access. The monorail will pick you right up on the little balcony and take you over to Magic Kingdom or take you over to Epcot. You can also walk to Magic Kingdom. So again, big perk,
That's nice.
kind of like the Contemporary. Yes. Now, this is where you're going to find some really high-end dining options. So Victoria and Albert's is like an amazing restaurant. It wins all kinds of awards. It's really expensive, like $400 a person.
Oh my. Okay.
So you could eat there if you really just feel like celebrating, but it also has some other good restaurants.
If I wasn't going to eat the rest of my trip. Just pack crackers for the rest of the trip so I can eat there.
I'm going to Victoria and Albert's. Let me get my Ritz crackers for the rest of the trip. They have Citricos, Narcoossee's, and then 1900 Park Fair, where you can eat with Aladdin in his Prince Ali outfit.
I do love Aladdin.
Yeah, and he's dressed as the prince. Like, that's hard to see. That's a very rare character sighting, or it used to be. I mean, now you can go eat at that restaurant and see him. And Maribel from Encanto. She's also with Aladdin. And Cinderella and Tiana. So it's kind of a random array of characters at that character breakfast.
Yeah. But
you can do it.
Those people to be together, but okay. All right.
They also have a full spa. So if you want a nice little massage after a park day, you can get one there. You can see Magic Kingdom fireworks from the resort every night. And if you wanted to get married at Disney, they have the wedding pavilion there.
I'm going to keep my thoughts about that to myself because some people might like that dream.
Some people do. A lot of people do. That wedding pavilion stays booked. That calendar.
Since, I'm already married and I'm looking, so.
Yeah. Might just want to renew your vows there, Steph. Maybe that's what we should plan for your first trip to Disney back in a while. At Christmas time, they have a gingerbread house, like a giant one, made of gingerbread. Okay. So that's cool. That's definitely a pro. Well, I mean, it's big enough to walk in it, but you can buy like gingerbread items from it.
Oh,
it's like a little kiosk. Cons. It's the most expensive.
Yeah, sounds like it.
The atmosphere, I have heard people say that it could be too formal for some families. I did not get that impression when I stayed there. It was fine. I didn't feel like it was too fancy. And my kids are wild, so it was fine.
And so fancy, you fit right in.
Listen, I got a conference rate to stay there. I did not pay full price. I was there for a medical conference. So just wanted to throw that out there. If you pay full price, it's going to set you back almost $1,000 a night. So
that was me trying to whistle. Okay.
And the number one on Haley's list, drum roll.
That's my jam.
The Polynesian. This has a beautiful Polynesian theme, if you couldn't tell by the name. So think tiki torches, hula skirts, Polynesian vibes. It also, pros, monorail. You can take the monorail there. You can also take a boat. And then you've got your buses. So it's a Magic Kingdom resort. So it's right close to Magic Kingdom. Mm-hmm. It's got great dining, Ohana and Kona Cafe. And at Ohana, you can eat breakfast with Lilo and Stitch, if that's something you fancy.
Never in my life have I, but, might feel a little crazy.
And there is a beach area where you can go sit and watch Magic Kingdom fireworks. Now, it is really neat. They pump the music in from Happily Ever After, the tear-inducing fireworks show at Magic Kingdom. They pump in that same music to that beach where you can sit and just watch the fireworks over Seven Seas Lagoon. I would have enjoyed it more if my kids weren't throwing sand at each other and then it was hitting other guests. So I was like having to scold them and like police their sand throwing. It would have been a lot more beautiful and relaxing. But if your kids are not feral and they're old enough to not throw sand at each other, they'd probably enjoy it. It's got a great pool with a volcano in the middle. Not a creepy clown, a nice volcano. And it's just relaxing. They also have a really cool tiki bar called Trader Sam's that is kind of interactive. There's different things that happen while you're at the tiki bar that are kind of fun. Just watch a YouTube video on it. I'll link it. I'll link a YouTube video in the show notes that you can watch about Trader Sam's. The rooms are large and you can actually get Dole Whip here anytime. And you can get Dole Whip with a little rum. If you don't know what Dole Whip is, it's like a pineapple flavored ice cream.
Okay.
It's like famous in the Disney World. The cons. Right now, they're actually building a new DVC tower, so there's a lot of construction going on. We are staying at the Polynesian in June, and I've heard that there is just some construction sounds during the day, but we're going to be at the parks during the day. This was a opening day resort as well, along with the Contemporary. So it's been there for a long time, since Disney World first opened. So sometimes you can look at different areas and you're like, yeah, I can tell that was built in the 70s. So, I mean, it's like in good condition, but it's just kind of like a 70s architecture vibe. How much are you going to pay for these resorts? Anywhere from $450 to $1,200 a night.
That seems a little expensive. Is there any way to get them cheaper?
Yes. So, can you guess what I'm going to say?
No.
Off-peak. So, like, obviously, you're going to stay during non-busy times. And then also consider renting DVC points, those Disney Vacation Club points. You can actually rent through a third-party company that will actually, like, broker the point swaps between you and a DVC owner, so you can actually, like, rent their points, and you can rent them for a lot cheaper. Or go to a medical conference. That's how I first got on the deluxe resort train, went to a medical conference.
All right. Well,
that's probably
you're gonna have to
not a valid way.
DVC another time for all of us noobs out here, but
I obviously prefer to stay at a deluxe resort just because, I mean, who wouldn't want to? But you don't have to. I've stayed at value resorts as well, and it's fine. It's great. So just the deluxe resorts just are a little more comfy, have better food, better pools. It's just a little bit more of an elevated experience. Plus, you don't have to like take a bus to most of them.
Which is important.
Yeah, that's why Animal Kingdom Lodge was so low. If you're going to book one of these places, you should try to book at least 6 months out, especially at some of the more popular ones. So Polynesian books out quite a bit in advance. Beach Club is super popular. So 6 months in advance is where you can have the most flexibility. Sometimes last minute deals, you can find things a little bit cheaper. Priceline actually has like secret deals for sometimes Disney resorts, like under their secret deals page, but a lot of times it's not going to be for a deluxe resort. Their secret deals are more for the moderate or the value. So, all right, Steph, which, just based off of the information I gave you, which are your top 3, starting with number 3?
My number 3 would be the Polynesian.
Yeah. Why?
I don't know. I just think that it sounds cool. I'd want to go there. Close to Magic Kingdom at Epcot. Is that right? Close to Magic Kingdom.
Just Magic Kingdom.
Yep. Yep. So I think they would be nice to stay there. Sounds like a great
I bet
time.
it's because you want to eat breakfast with Lilo and Stitch.
No, that's not it at all. I just like the volcano in the middle of the pool personally.
Yeah, that's cool. It's cool. All right, number 2.
Number 2 would probably be the beach club.
Yeah. Why?
For the pool.
Definitely.
And because it's close to Epcot.
And we have firmly established on this podcast that Epcot is where you want to go.
Is where I want to go.
That's
and then number 1, Haley. Guess what?
Oh God, I already know it's coming.
It's just the Animal Kingdom Lodge. That's where I would stay. Like, that sounds amazing. Like, why is that not higher up on your list? Like,
listen.
You have to travel. Like, I get the traveling part of it. Okay, but I mean,
I feel like the buses really hurt me. And I really took that into high consideration when I was ranking them earlier today and making my list. But
okay,
reflecting, I would flip flop some things and probably push it up a little higher. Definitely higher than Boardwalk. I don't know what I was thinking.
Well, what were you thinking?
I don't know. I was in a caffeine fueled like manic episode, okay, at work. I was like, just like, let's make some decisions, and I probably didn't properly reflect. So all right, let's go to our next segment, which is Sisterly Showdown. We are going to debate a hot topic. So would you rather have a better hotel, less park days, or a value hotel and more park days?
A better hotel, less park days.
Why?
Because you have to be comfortable after walking all day in the parks. Like, you want to go to a nice hotel, you want to have good food, you want to be comfortable. And I just feel like that's the best way to do it. Like, be bougie.
See, that's the opposite of what I think, because you're going to be in the park all day. So you're not going to have time to eat like the good food. And like, it's not like the value resorts put you on like a cardboard box to sleep. Like, the beds are so comfortable. But I want to spend all the time in the parks riding the rides. Like, yes, if I'm going more for a staycation or just like going to spend maybe just a short amount of time in the parks, then I would do it your way. But if I have the option to go more days, I'd want to downgrade my hotel a little. I like a good deluxe resort, don't get me wrong. But if it meant like 2 or 3 more days in the park.
See, and I'm not going to the park for the rides.
That's why it's called Sisterly Sibling Showdown.
All right, so now let's visit Character Corner, where we make up scenarios about Disney characters. So what is our Character Corner about?
Well, I thought it'd be fun to decide which Starbucks drink the Disney princesses would order.
Oh, geez. Okay.
Do you have one like right off the bat that like comes to your head? You're like, yeah, that's it. Because I've made a list. I had a lot of time.
I see your list. You had a lot. Okay. All right. I have none because I only order one drink at Starbucks. So that's the only drink I know. So
what is it?
Caramel Ribbon Crunch.
Who do you think would order a Caramel Ribbon Crunch?
Snow White.
What? Why?
Because it reminds me of caramel apples.
Oh, girl.
Yeah.
Nice. Yes. I said she'd have an apple crisp macchiato.
Okay, you had way too much time today to do this.
Aurora would have a pink drink.
See, I would say a summer berry Starbucks refresher.
Oh, yeah, I could. Yeah, I could see that. Jasmine chai tea.
Okay. I think she'd be a lavender cream frappuccino.
Are you just going through the Starbucks menu and like picking something?
Yes, actually I am, Haley, if you know.
Elsa, she would have a white chocolate mocha, obvi.
Oh gosh. Give me a second.
And Anna would have peppermint hot chocolate because it's cold in Arendelle.
I can't find anything that would fit either of them right now.
Obviously, Raya would have a dragon fruit drink.
Do they even have dragon fruit?
Yes, a dragon fruit refresher.
Okay, I suck at this game today. Like I said, I get a caramel ribbon crunch with no whipped cream and an extra shot of espresso. And I know you hate how I say espresso.
That was better.
I said it right just for you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. If you have a thought on which Disney princess would drink a specific Starbucks drink, let us know on our Facebook page.
Okay.
Well, that wraps up this episode of the Disney Planning Pod. We hope you found our tips on choosing the right deluxe Disney hotel resort helpful.
And remember,
Today.
the magic doesn't stop here. Be sure to follow us on YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok for even more Disney planning tips, behind-the-scene looks, and family fun.
Lots of family fun.
I hate that we're on TikTok.
And don't forget to check out our website, DisneyPlanningPod.com. We've got tons of resources to help you plan your perfect Disney vacation.
And while you're there, make sure to download our free checklist and the Genie Plus cheat sheet to make the most out of your Disney trip. These tools are designed to help you save time and enjoy every magical moment.
Thank you for joining us today. And if you enjoyed this episode, please leave us a review and share the podcast with your other fellow Disney friends. I have a lot of Disney friends. That's why I made you do this podcast with me. So if I was going to be sharing the podcast, I've had lots of people to share with. But anyway, your support means the world to us.
Until next time, keep dreaming, keep planning, and keep the magic alive.
Remember, the magic is in the details. See you soon.